Hello everyone, Fromark here once again with another installment of the Fromark Plays show, and this time around I'm going to be taking a look at Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Furred Kind. Originally released in May 1993 for the Super Nintendo. This is a 2D side-scrolling action platformer game, kind of similar to your Mario and Sonic games, but this game is not good, folks. It's just not very good. It's not a fun time. I found it to be a very agonizing experience to record this playthrough. Not so much the commentary part. The commentary is the easy part. But recording the actual playthrough was just a copy-paste or cut-and-paste kind of job with a lot of save states and just... It was not a fun time. I just wanted to get through this process as quickly as I could and as cleanly as I could, and this game is just... There's just so much cheap shots, and everything just feels so cheap, and there's just... The controls aren't very good, everything just feels so generic and samey, and it's just not a fun game. I feel like the screen could be zoomed out a little bit further, so you could actually have an idea of what's going on around you, and whenever you got enemies that you gotta deal with, it'd be kind of fun and nice to be able to see what's going on around you instead of the screen being as zoomed in as it is. It's kind of like those Game Boy Advance games that have the screen crunch issue. But anyways, so yeah, I was able to get through the first level pretty quickly here. It was a pretty quick job to get through. Now, this game isn't quite like Sonic or Mario, but in the sense that it's Bubsy. This is Bubsy. But this is, yeah. This is Chapter 2, and at the beginning of each level, Bubsy has a voice sampling, where it's usually some lame joke or quip or something to go with the level titles that are also puns, and the name of the game is also a pun, and there's just puns everywhere, which I like puns, but I don't like Bubsy, so it's like, eh. However, I will admit, this game is no Bubsy 3D. This one is at least quite playable compared to that. Maybe one day I will do a playthrough of Bubsy 3D, but I'm not in any hurries to do that. And I wish I had more positive stuff to say about this game, folks, but there's just so many other platforming games that do it way better. It just feels like a cheaper, less fun Mario or Sonic. Feels like it tries to copy some things about Sonic, and then it tries to copy some things about Mario, and then it's just a mishmash of other stuff, and it's not a very good time overall. But it's a surprisingly quick game to get through once you do manage to figure out all the cheapness and all the trial and error. And so because of that, I should be able to get through this playthrough in 3 parts, But yeah, so this game is broken up into 6 different worlds. You have you got your plains, which is what we maneuver through now. You got the carnival, you got the train above desert, you got the Oregon Trail, and then you got the jungle canopy, and then the boss spaceship at the end. Yeah, but I don't really know too much about the game overall, to be honest with you. I just kind of went into this one a little bit blindly. To my understanding, you just gotta save the day and stop the Woolies, I guess, are the main enemy in the game. The ones with the giant spaceships at the end. And they got those bird-looking things everywhere. But anyways, I mean, eventually you'll just gotta zoom and zip your way through each of the 6 worlds. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are each made up of 3 levels with a boss at the end of each 3rd level. Kind of similar to how your Sonic game... Kind of similar to how Sonic 1 is, really, where it's a 1, 2, 3, and then... Only this is Bubsy, and this is not quite as enjoyable. But rather than crapping all over this game throughout the playthrough, I'll just try to kind of speak I'll try to find the positives in this game. I mean, it's Bubsy. I mean, you could certainly do worse for a 90s platformer game. But you could certainly do a lot better at the time. And here we got one of the first bosses here. We got this yarn ball looking thing, which I think the yarn balls are somehow a plot device in this game. Has something to do with this yarn ball over here. Okay, I got it. But yeah, that'll take care of that, and yeah, I really wish I had more to say. It's gonna be a little tough to it's gonna be kind of tough to get through this one, folks. But hey, let's keep things moving along to that carnival section. And this one's kind of neat. You got all these hot dog enemies. You got those hot dogs! Ha! You gotta look out for them. Then you gotta look out for all this other stuff. You got ice cream cones and more woolies and more cheap enemy placement here and there and more bad design and a lot of stuff in this game, unfortunately, is just way too samey, and a lot of things, it's like one section of the level's not very much different from the others, and a lot of the levels tend to feel like I'm playing the exact same level over and over again, which is made even worse by the fact that there's so much trial and error in this game, and I find it kind of hard to find continues in this game, but it is easy to rack up lives if you're careful enough, but yeah, I wish that collecting the yarn balls actually did something more than extra bonus points, but the bonus points don't mean anything in this game as far as I know, and the yarn balls are kind of like Bubsy's coin or ring to collect. Only they don't really serve any purpose here just to be bonus points. They don't give them any extra lives. There's no real incentive for getting them. They're just there. It's kind of like this game. It's just here. It's Bubsy. And keep things moving along, though. See what's going on in this next section. See what's going on over here. Chapter 5. Night of the Bobcat. Of course, you got more roller coaster madness going on here. You gotta look out for those roller coasters, though, 'cause sometimes if you don't jump on them at a certain time, you can get killed, and I don't like how everything in this game is just an insta-kill. That is another thing that makes this game incredibly cheap and unfun. Everything should not be an insta-kill in this game. You should at least get more health or something. A shield. Anything. But at least there's checkpoints. But I usually try not to go for the checkpoints during recording this, just because I know that I gotta start from the beginning of the level anyway, so... You just kinda gotta keep it rolling along here. Look out for more of these things. Collect more yarn balls. Look out for that guy over there. He's shooting the eggs. Those shirts with the ones on them are extra lives, of course. Then you've got those invincibility shirts that'll show up every now and again. They're like black shirts, and sometimes they'll be flashing. Oh, and here's one of the rare bonus levels that I can show off. I'm not very good at these bonus stages, but it'll give me a chance to at least show this off a little bit here. You got your bonus action, and this just gives you a chance to get some extra lives and some extra knickknacks and yarn balls. And since I'm just in a hurry to get through the main game, I'm just going to get out of here and mosey back onto it. Now, I wanted to mention continues. Continue icons are these little recycle-looking things that show up every now and again, like the one that you seen right before I went into the bonus room. And hey, just like that, another stage out of the way. But I just wish these stages had more going for them, really. Or maybe there's too much going for them in some cases. But hey, what do I know? It's a Bubsy playthrough. More puns. I I find those green dudes at the beginning of the stage, I don't know what those are supposed to be, but I find them kind of unnerving, unsettling for some reason. They just have a smug look about them. Like they're just like, But anyways, here's another exciting section of Bubsy madness to get through. From what I understand, the second game has a lot more going for it, and I'm actually kind of looking forward to playing that one. That one actually gives you a health system. And that'll be kind of fun to actually be able to not have to worry about getting hit so many times and starting from the beginning over and over again. Because this entire process of recording this playthrough just made me want to pull my freaking hair out. This is one of the most unfun experiences I've ever had playing a video game. And there were plenty of moments where I was like, am I just going to go ahead and not record this? Am I just going to go ahead and let the channel die? Is this going to be how it ends here? But then it was like, you know what? I'm going to power through. I'm going to record this damn Bubsy playthrough, whether it's good or not. And maybe somebody will watch it. I gotta look out for them hot dogs! Now, this is kind of a neat level. This kind of changes things up a little bit from the other carnival sections, because, I mean, it's kind of a maze, and you go from room to room, and it gets kind of neat. It's not too difficult to figure out once you kind of know where to go and which rooms are the right ones, and if you're watching this playthrough, I can kind of help guide you along a little bit. Make your Bubsy experience a little less difficult to maneuver, if you will. But anyways, hey, another extra life. That'll be good. That'll be very good. That'll be very good indeed. I need that extra life. And then you got this room then, and it looks like there's another boss section here. You got more boss madness. You got more yarn balls. And you got these, Now this one's a little bit trickier compared to the last boss. But not too crazy. I feel like with the next boss is when it really starts to get kind of carried away with the antics. At this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I hit him without getting hit, because I don't want to start the level over again. I'm sick of doing that. But thank God another level's over with. And it's on to the next section, the Train Above Desert. Or as I like to call the pretty much the halfway point of the game, if you will. Kind of a halfway point. But this is really where the game broke me. This is where I kind of had my breaking point with the game, just because this whole section is just frustrating, and then the music to go with it. The music's really repetitive. The sections here are just unfun. It's just very generic, very frustrating. I mean, that's the best way I can describe the entire Bubsy game. It's just generic and frustrating. But it's not a completely unplayable experience, and I'm sure plenty of people out there love this game. I'm sure plenty of people have fond memories of this game. I didn't really know what Bubsy was until the internet memes and all that stuff, and it wasn't until really earlier this year that I finally decided to go out of my way to play it from start to finish, and I definitely regret that now, but hey, we're here now, and this is a Bubsy playthrough, and let's see what's going on in this next section here, going into the canyon. And this is where stuff can get quite frustrating as well, but it looks like I'm gonna finish off this part very soon, and I'm actually enjoying this. The vibe is good. I mean, I don't enjoy the fact that this was a really painstaking playthrough to record, but now that I'm able to commentate over it, and now that I'm able to put this Let's Play out here, and it's a nice breath for sure to just get that taken care of. And I'll feel even better once I can get through this level. Right toward the tail end of it, too. Jump, jump, and okay. Just move on over here. I think whenever you hit the goalpost at a certain speed, the yarn balls will just shoot out of it. But yeah, folks, that's going to do it for part 1 of Bubsy. I'm going to see y'all in part 2. See you then, folks.